What is up, people? It is Richie back on Tuesday with a market update. Edward is with a client tonight, so we'll just leave him to do that. Tonight we will be going over Cyprtonex, Ethereum, Bitcoin. What else have we got? We've got Nem and Zcash. Let's get into it. So Ethereum's had a bit of a drop over the last few days, but it's nothing to worry about. It's looking like quite a nice retrace. There's bearish engulfing candle, so we've got three bulls and then the bearish engulfing. So the day after that, which is today, would be bearish as well. If we look on the daily up here, sorry, that was the weekly, my mistake. If we look up at the daily here, we do have a retracement coming down. It's at the 50% mark now. So if we look at the previous high in this area here, draw a management zone across, we're probably looking like, if this is going to do a full retrace to the 618, we're looking at about an 847 mark before we might see price turning around. It would be really good if we did, because then we could all buy in it at a cheap price and go on to the next cycle of profit. On the 4 hourly, we are seeing the area of resistance on the trend line. So support on the trend line. So we've come down, and I dare say that we would probably hit this long-term trend line. So if that does happen, then all these three charts will be syncing up, and that'd be great, because we'll be looking for a really strong bullish move to push us back up and start getting into a new cycle high, which would be great. And by cycle high, I mean exactly that. From this motion up here and back again is one cycle. So we've probably got 2 more to go. Let's definitely hope there is another one to push it up over. It has the potential to go up over $1,600. So if that cycle is what we're looking at next time, let's just do this. If that cycle is what we're looking at doing next time, then that would be definitely something that we would be looking at doing. Yeah, about 16.15. That's something that we'll be keeping a close eye on as well, to be reaching new highs. On the way up, however, we do have some significant management zones, which I will draw in right now for you. We're looking at the bottoms here, going through those tops, and the bottoms, we might actually shorten that up a bit, bring it in a bit tighter. That is a significant management zone. So if we do see that pull back down to the down to this trend line here, we will be watching this zone on the way back up and waiting for price to punch through. And then again, the second one will be, let's just clone this bad boy. There we go. Perfect. Nearly place it right in the right spot as well. So that'd be our second management zone up here. So we definitely want to see that. And then we definitely want to see price push straight up and through that second management zone. You could even use that as your take profit margins if you wished, as that would be a pretty decent trade. So if we put a long here, there we go, put that up there, and our stop below the previous zone. We are, let me just scan in there. That's a pretty decent risk to reward ratio of 5.42. Let's see how that goes. That'd be quite outstanding. As I said, we'd definitely need to have that stop around that previous low there. But yeah, anyway, if I did get through to this point, I probably would let it go and make sure that I was monitoring it around this point here. And as I said, we're probably looking at about the 615 mark before we see any further type of resistance to pull back. It could even go just so far as 15, pull back, and then have another surge up. So let's just monitor that as we go. All right, Bitcoin. Bitcoin's in sort of still a bit of a sad state of affairs still. We are still seeing a bit of a sell-off. However, if you look at the weekly here, this is a perfect retrace coming. We are nearly at the 618, and over here on the daily, we can put our Fibonacci over there as well, and we are still seeing those beautiful retrace points. So, oops, here we go. Just going to grab. No. Hold on a second. Sorry about that. Let me just see if I can pull that chart down. There we go. That's the one. So yeah, we are looking at that 61.8% mark, which is a perfect retracement in the law of Fibonacci. And over here on the 4 hour, we're looking really, really good too. So let's see what happens here. We obviously want to be seeing price break through this long-term trend line before we do go into a new cycle. If we put a long-term trend line coming on off that base all the way up, we'll probably see a nice little intercept happening, and that's probably where we can see that actually happen in the near future. We'll probably see the intersecting somewhere around here. Yeah, and so that's just something to look out for. Anyway, on to Zcash. So Zcash did have that little run, that breakout most recently. We are seeing a little bit of a move back down. The move definitely has ended. If we have a look at the weekly is in a bearish motion. The daily is bearish as well. So we wouldn't want to be going near that if you're looking to buy. As soon as the bears relinquish power, then we will be looking at the bulls taking over, and it'll be a perfect opportunity to get into that pair. Nem. Haven't been watching this too closely of late, but I can see on the weekly that also has been in a bit of a bear run. We do have a lot of consolidating play down here, which is not much fun. And on the daily, it's not looking that great, and that's a perfect example right here. There's no need to look at any other chart. Let's just get rid of this. Let's get rid of that volume as well. It doesn't really matter on the daily. So this zone here, if we are pulling that around, we definitely want to see price break out of that before we start assessing what NEM's going to do. So just hold tight on that, peeps. If you do have some coins, just hold it out, wait for a nice signal to get in there and maybe perhaps buy back in, and hopefully we'll be seeing some highs. And if you look at this where my cursor is now compared to where price is, this is quite a significant difference. So that would be a nice healthy trade to get back in. Anyway, we'll just hold tight on that bad boy and see how we go with it. Okay, so what we did have though is this is today's biggest mover, Cyprtonex. 36.51% at the moment. Today it has had a significant push up. So you know we've jumped up quite a lot in the last 24 hours. So I've just had a look at the website. Not familiar with this particular coin, but from what I'm understanding here, it simply reads, Cyprtonex is a global, decentralized, new generation cryptocurrency. It is created on its own blockchain platform. The main goal is to offer the opportunity to exchange any world currencies for any cryptocurrencies and tokens. In my view, that's fantastic, and it's probably one of the first, because at the moment, well, you can go about trading in your cryptocurrency for fiat currency, but you do have to jump through a few hoops and pay a few fees to get there. Whereas if we had an exchange that would just pay you out in fiat, that would be way better and way easier for everyone. You could have your offshore accounts. You could just, make your profits in your exchange, funnel them into your offshore accounts, which you have debit and MasterCard services, and no one gives a shit. You're paying for the services. So this would probably take out half of the rubbish that you have to combat with trading out your, let's just say Bitcoin, get it out of your exchange into your wallet. You've got to exchange it out of your wallet into something, or you've got to put it into a crypto card, which then charges you X amount of fees to use and whatever else. And Edward quite simply put me in my place today, and he said, look, I know the rate of tax here in Australia is 30%, and I was sort of having a bit of a discussion about, you know, paying 5% per transaction or whatever it is once you put it onto a crypto card. I know there's much lower fees that they charge depending on the company that you're with, but Edward said, look, I'd rather pay 5% than 30%, and I was like, good point. Anyway, I'm going to leave you with that today, guys. I am not going to say Edward's going to be back tomorrow, because I will be. And I think we'll end that whole game of saying whoever's back tomorrow, because it's clearly not playing out like that when you've got two traders with extremely busy lives, and we're trying to do a YouTube series to keep everyone involved. It's basically potluck. Who's got the spare time to put these videos together and get them edited and uploaded for you guys. So I hope you appreciate what we're doing, and I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow, and hopefully with some much better news and a brighter aspect on the markets moving forward. Anyway, ciao, and keep it real.
Hey guys, thanks for watching today's episode. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button below, and also the notifications button so you don't miss out when the next episode comes out. Also follow us on the Facebook, get amongst the discussion over there, and also follow us on the Twitter. That's where Richie posts all of his badass trades you don't want to miss out. See you soon.